Hello and welcome to our sixth module in our growth hacking course. In this module, we'll be talking about search and display advertising. In this module, you'll learn how to rank your content on Google. If you can't rank for it, you'll learn how to pay for eyeballs to your content. And to show me that you learned these concepts, for the project in this module, you will receive an AdWords certification from Google, and you'll get to create a search ad and a display ad for your company. So specifically what we'll be covering over the next few videos. We're going to be talking about search as a channel within the marketing landscape, both organic, which is called SEO, and paid, SEM. We'll go through a display ads overview and best practices for creating display ads. We'll talk about performance marketing, and then we'll dive into a walkthrough on how to create search and display ads for your company. So here again is the marketing landscape from beginning to end. Where does search and display fit in here? Well, here they are. You can see in the channel types column, search and display listed as channel types. The specific channels that we'll be talking about are Google ads and Bing ads, Amazon ads, SEO, which stands for search engine optimization. And we'll talk through display and ad exchanges as well. You can see there's lots of different varieties of targeting for these channels, and these channels touch on a number of different objectives as well. So before we go too deep into search and display, let's back up and talk about some of the foundations of growth hacking. Starting from the top. So marketing is connecting your company with your customers. And there's typically three different buckets within marketing. There's brand marketing, which is who you are. There's product marketing, which is what you sell. And there's growth marketing, which is how you sell it. Some of the elements of growth marketing are all the different ways that you grow. So any way you can grow a company, growth marketing will play a role. Growth marketing is all about rapid experimentation and low-cost alternatives. When you think about growth marketing, you're thinking about engaging the entire user base of your company, whether people are just hearing about you or if they're buying from you multiple times. And then a hallmark of growth marketing is constantly learning and improving, constantly getting better. In order to do that, you have to measure, measure, measure. This is the diagram of the 6-step growth machine. It starts at the top with brainstorming. You come up with ideas on how to grow your business, hypothesize what might work, prioritize those hypotheses, and begin running tests on your highest priority items. Then analyze the results and feed those results and data back into further iterations and further brainstorming on how you can grow your company. So with the overview out of the way, let's now dive into search as a channel. I'm going to start with a few statistics here, which kind of give us an impression of how big of a deal search is in the marketing landscape. So 68% of online experiences begin with a search engine. If you think back to your past 4 or 5 experiences online, how many of those began with a search? There's over 3.5 billion Google searches that happen every single day. Search drives 1,000% more traffic to websites than organic social media does. So it's a huge, huge content source. Now when you think about mobile versus desktop, well, mobile internet search surpassed desktop in 2016. So we often think of desktop search as the primary one as we're sitting at our computers, but so much online behavior happens through mobile devices that it has now surpassed desktop search as of a few years ago. And with all these online searches, we're mostly talking about Google in this case. As you can see, Google owns 80% of the search market. The average American spends more than 3 hours per day on a mobile device. And the ads that they see, so for the most part, the ads that you see as you're going online are either Google or Facebook or Amazon. The final small slice is Microsoft, Verizon, and then the long tail of other ad networks. But you can see here that Google is half of this pie. Again, when you look at digital ad spending, it's more than $129 billion a year. And Google and Facebook are far and away the leading ad networks. So we talked about Facebook and Instagram in the last module. We're going to talk a lot about Google in this module. And in terms of how Google grows as a company, well, Google earns about 70% of its massive revenues solely through advertising. And one of the primary sources of that is Google Ads. We talked about Google AdWords being a certification that you'll gain in the project for this module. AdWords is part of the Google Ads family. So as you're creating and setting up a Google ad for your company, there's a number of different goals that you can choose from. Google Ads can help you with sales. They can help you drive leads, which you can then funnel into your email that you learned in the last module. They can help you with website traffic, which will work with module 2, where you created a website. You can do product and brand consideration, brand awareness and reach, app promotion, local business marketing. So many different things, so many different ad units within Google. And once you've chosen your ad, then it gets into the several different types of Google Ads that you can choose from. For this module in particular, we'll be focusing on search and display. In addition, you can choose shopping, video, discovery ads within Google. The majority of the Google Ads tend to be in search and display. So let's start from the search side of things. So search engine marketing is pretty much this broad umbrella term that covers a lot of different aspects. There's two main ideas in particular. That is paid search, which is often abbreviated as PPC, and there's search engine optimization, abbreviated as SEO. The paid search, obviously you pay for. The search engine optimization is totally free and organic. Within paid search, you have Google AdWords, which we just referenced. If you're not using Google, perhaps it's Bing advertising that you would use. It's the advertising placements that you see on search result pages and ad networks. And with search engine optimization, again, this is the free and organic stuff. So this is the on-page SEO elements that we'll get to in a bit. It's link building, it's reputation management. All these things don't cost a dime, just require some work to be put in to work effectively. So let's break down a Google search result page. Let's say you search for car insurance. Here's a sample result that you might see. Now, I'm sure many of you are familiar with the Google search results page, so you've likely seen this distinction before. The first couple of results with the little ad icon next to the link, those are paid search results. Everything else below that is organic search result. No one paid for these results here. They've earned their spot being ranked high with this search result. Now, things have changed a lot over the last couple of years. So currently, this is what the car insurance search result page looks like. So yes, you see some ads. You're starting to see a map down there. It looks a lot different, has evolved a lot in the years, and continues to evolve constantly. So now when you're doing a Google search, you might see a featured snippet like this. If you were to search for a question like, what planet is Luke Skywalker from? Previously, you would be given a link. You would click that link, go read the article and get your answer. Now you're getting that answer purely on the Google search results page. Another idea for featured snippets is recipes. You often see these as you search for recipes online. It may be links to articles, which we'll get to in a moment, or the full recipe might be shared on the search results page. There's also a section on results pages for people also ask. So often toward the top of the page. So you've asked a question, Google is going to suggest other questions that people have asked, hoping to keep you engaged with Google and to answer as many questions as fully as possible for you. There's the top stories link. If you happen to be searching for a keyword that is trending or newsy, Google will show you some of the top stories related to that term. There's what's called a local pack. So this is where we started to see in the car search earlier. It starts to show a map of some of the local results that could be relevant for your search. If you were to search Albertsons in Google search, it might take you to the Albertsons website, or it might show you some of the locations locally of Albertsons stores. There's an image pack. If Google thinks your search you might be looking for an image, it'll go ahead and just show you those images directly on the results page. Same thing with videos. If you think you're looking for a video, Google will show you some video results. There's now a Twitter carousel. This is related to the news items that we mentioned a second ago. Along with news, there's often tweets that come along with that. So if it's a trending topic or a keyword that you're looking for, you might see tweets in your search results. You can see jobs directly in a search results page as well. And there's what's called a knowledge graph, which often appears to the right-hand side if you're doing a search on a desktop device. So if you were to search for Tom Brady, Google would summarize what it knows about Tom Brady in terms of age, birthday, some Wikipedia stats people also search for. So the search result pages are becoming very, very rich with information. It's not just a list of links anymore. So in the next video, we'll dive into paid search and organic search, begin to show you how some of these different aspects come together to help your content shine on these pages.